Hey Leos, Island Turtle here. Welcome to BOMISpirit. This is going to be your monthly intuitive messages for the sign of Leo. If you resonate with anything that comes through, there is a part 2 linked below through Vimeo or Patreon. And we also have website, social media, all that stuff. So go ahead and check that stuff out. Leo, I want to go ahead and get started. I'm actually recording this on the 3rd of August. Keep in mind, we have the new moon in Leo in your sign on the 4th, and also happy birthday to my Leos out there. If you're catching this way later, it's also a timeless reading, so also just know that and just take the messages as they resonate, okay? So, Leo, what I was getting initially was kind of interesting. I was getting this like hunger kind of feeling, and then I was seeing reds and browns and like maroons and burgundy. I feel like there's a lot going on with your root chakra. I think you're actually learning to work on your root chakra or learning to ground and be centered and to almost want to say be calm. This like hunger felt very like primal to me. And then they showed me like a really upset wolf. Wolf has been coming out for a lot of people, but that was just something I was innately seeing with you. I was like, okay, so uh, that kind of hunger, that like primal hunger to me can speak of needing to fill a void or dealing with addictions, codependencies, that sort of deal. Could even be relating to anger issues or issues around control and boundaries. I am hearing boundaries are part of that too. I feel like, Leo, you are disappointed with something. It has this feeling of like opening a treasure chest and then it's empty. It feels a little like Five of Pentacles to me as well, which I think Five of Pentacles can translate as very easily into that like hungry, scarcity, lacking sort of energy. I was also getting something kind of like gatekeepy, almost like a guardian, but not like a guide. Like maybe you take on a guardian role or you're dealing with someone who acts like a guardian with you. It feels like someone who plays keep away is also what that feels like to me. Like, I don't know if you're dealing with somebody who plays keep away with finances, but that's honestly kind of how it's coming through for some of you. Some of you, this could be legal matters or something going on at work. But yeah, it feels like you're dealing with a someone who gatekeeps and plays keep away with whatever it is that they're gatekeeping. You know, also could be reversed, okay, especially if you're cross watching. But that was just something I was getting. Let's go ahead and pull some cards. I'm going to start with the Power of Elements Oracle. Hold on, let me move the camera a little bit. Just bothering me. Okay, perfect. Now it's centered. If you are curious what any of the decks that I use, they are linked below as well. Okay? All right, Leo, let's get into this. Let's get into this. So many interesting little things coming through here for you, Leo. Some of you might have a small daughter. Some of you may be reflecting on when you were a tiny female child. Definitely speaking to females, very specific. They're like, I just heard pretty princess. Just like, I don't know, kind of creepy, to be honest with you. I don't know. It gave me the heebie-jeebies a little bit for some reason. But there's something that feels very like, it's overtly feminine, but not, there's something that's bothering me about it, and I can't figure out why. There's something that's bothering me about it. It's like something that is like forcing someone to be made up in a certain way, like forcing a child to be made up in a certain way, or maybe you were forced to be made up in a certain way. There's something that feels forced when it comes to looks and aesthetics, but it's like something relating to a child. I don't know. I don't want to travel down there. Let's go ahead and keep going. Let's keep going. I don't know who needed to hear that. Something is forced. Something is forced with that. Any messages or insights for Leo? Let's see here. Have faith for your own healing. Oh, Leo. And then we also have gather together your own community of support and love. Leo, this keep away feeling, I can't get away from it. Some of you could feel like the universe is playing keep away with you more so than a person. Excuse me. I feel like there's something going on with your inner child that is like your inner child is very unhappy, very, very unhappy. And there's something about that that I think has created this like hunger. And for some of you, it also is coming through as an anger problem, like being too quick to be angry or like almost feeling like an animal being like, you know, put into the corner. There's something about that. But with this card coming out, it's really just indicating that healing is available to you. It is a free will choice. But with the Gather Together card, it's interesting too with the wolf coming out here, because I feel like you're, it's like I do feel this like gatekeeper energy. I feel whatever this like inner child thing is going on. I don't know what that's about. I don't like it. Something about it really creeps me out. So I'm just not even gonna go there. But with the wolf, and I've been speaking on this recently, so of course it's coming up in your reading, where the wolf can come up in two different medicines, specifically like the rogue lone wolf, and then like the wolf that is like part of the pack. And when a wolf goes rogue or lone, it is to grow and learn so they could bring those lessons back to the pack. This is pack energy. This is pack energy, specifically calling in your pack and specifically cultivating your pack and deepening those relationships. But it's up to you to actually extend the hand. I heard extend the hand is what I just heard. Extend the hand. Extend the hand. I don't think you're much in an extending mood right now. Yeah, there's something about it needing to be coming from you. There's something about it needing to come from you to initiate that. I think you feel too threatened to do that, or you feel too uncomfortable with that notion for some reason. And it might be with a specific group or person. It's about leaning on more than one person, though. It is. It's definitely about allowing people to support you through your own healing. But I don't think you're down. I don't think you're down for that. Let's go ahead and pull from the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. Or Oracle. I forget if it's Tarot or Oracle. It's akin to a tarot deck, but it is more oracle-y than tarot. Let's see. I am hearing the word solitude. Something weird about that. Oh, I don't think you've been forced into solitude, because I really don't feel like you're alone. I don't feel like you're like fully alone. And I do think it's actually beneficial for you to lean on people right now, or to be around people right now. But what is with the word solitude? Maybe you feel alone even if you're not. Any other messages or insights for my Leos? Any other messages or insights for my Leos? Let's see what we got here. We have the Nine of Air coming out. This is about being open-minded. This is about seeing things from a bigger perspective as well. And I feel like that's actually going to go really nicely with how you're feeling. Like if you're in this like angry, hungry wolf energy, like this Five of Pentacles, like feeling like you've opened a treasure chest and it's empty, or like someone is playing keep away with something of yours that you find precious, could literally be money. It's like zoom out. I just heard zoom out. Zoom out. When we get triggered, I think that's also partly what's going on here. When we get triggered, it's really hard to see the full picture of what is really happening around us, and really the consequences of our actions, and also what could be at play outside of any projections that we could be playing off of as well. And that's what I'm getting with this, with the Nine of Air. Open up your mind a little bit, and also have a little bit more faith in people. I mean, obviously, if you have dealt with people who have not been there for you, don't go running back to the people who haven't been there for you, right? That just goes without saying. That's just a common sense thing. And I get it. Humans are creatures of habit. But if you go to the hand, if you go to the hand that bites you, wait, that doesn't make any sense. I was mixing up metaphors. But if you go around people looking for support who don't want to support you, and you know they don't want to support you, and they haven't supported you in the past, that's just the definition of insanity. So why would you do that, right? But this is definitely saying open your mind here and zoom out to get the full picture of what's really going on. Especially if you have been in a triggered state, your own triggers are your own responsibility and nobody else. Like, yes, we can be human and compassionate, but it's not on anyone else to make that go away. And it's not going to go away until you work on it yourself, right? Okay. Yeah, I keep getting this feeling like you thought like you stumbled upon something, or you were getting something good and the treasure chest was empty. Maiden, I heard do it different. Do it different. With the maiden coming out, maiden is actually speaks to taking on a new approach or new paths and being open and curious and inquisitive and just kind of flowing with it. Excuse me. Yeah, I almost called you Libra. Maybe I know the Libra, got Libra in your chart. This is tough for you. This is really tough for you because what is being encouraged here for you and what is available to you, actually, this is coming in line with the new moon Leo, because I just heard path of least resistance. That's a huge thing with the new moon Leo. If you're curious, by the time you see this on YouTube, it should be posted on Vimeo, but it is on Patreon already. Anyway, coming back. Yeah, the path of least resistance is obvious here for you, Leo, but you don't want to do it. Some of you ego is getting in the way, but I think it's just this triggered state that you're in and you just don't trust. You just don't want to be that kind of vulnerable is what I'm gathering with other people. And again, maybe a specific person or specific group of people. Can I get one more, please? Seven of Earth. I love this card. I just love the illustration. It's so beautiful. But this is actually a card of grounding and being centered and finding your inner calm here. I actually feel a lot going on with this. I keep hearing like you need to call them in. You need to extend the hand. That's what I keep getting. Some of you are going to try to pull people in using meditation and different cultivation manifestation techniques. I like to say cultivation over manifestation at this point because I feel like it's become distorted. But anyway, but this is also a card of going within and being centered within yourself, finding the calm. And I did get a lot of grounding with you, Leo. I did get a lot of that. And then there it is in the Seven of Earth. So interesting. If you allow yourself to do that, it's also going to become very clear what this primal wolf energy is, this hunger is, this void is, this easy trigger is, the anger issues, like all of that stuff that I'm picking up on. And you might not have all of that. You might have just one of those. I'm reading for a lot of people. You're going to get to the bottom of it. You're going to see it for what it is, right? The deeper the roots, the bigger the tree. The deeper we go within, the more we can connect up to the ether, having that open mind, right? Okay. All right, Leo, where are we at? 12 minutes? Perfect. All right, so we got time for animal or fae? Fae. We're going to go with fae, and then we're going to go into part 2. I also feel like some of you guys could really benefit from some rest. I just got this feeling of, what a journey, This is the vibe that I got. Or maybe you got a lot going on in your life right now. I feel like you could benefit from some rest. Can I get a card for the Nine of Air, please, for Leo? Ooh, we have, I can never remember what this is. The Fee, I think? The Fee Lion. Interesting, Lion. He's a sad little lion, 65 breaking down to an 11, a master number here too, coming in with the Nine of Air to take a zoom out point of view on yourself and also what's really going on in any projections that are taking place. The feline comes out to basically make you stop and think. It's not quite a hangman energy, but he comes around to be like, hey, you're missing something. And you're missing something. So go back and take care of business. Like, he's very much like that. Like, he wants people to take care of all their shit, essentially, and not pass over things, not take shortcuts, that kind of deal. And he's coming out to say, hey, there's something you need to see and you know it. There's another way to handle this and you know it. And you don't get to pass go till you do. He doesn't quite say that, but you should not pass go till you do. He's not someone who will block you or like put up an obstacle or, a wall or whatever. He just like pauses and goes, If you pass go, that's fine, but you're going to be missing something crucial that could help you later or just help your whole situation is basically what he's getting at. So interesting. Even the word fee is like standing out, almost like to relinquish something, like as an offering. as a sacrifice. That's also part of New Moon Leo energy I was picking up on. Let's go ahead and look at the Maiden. Let's go ahead and look at the Maiden, please, for my Leos. Tell me about the Maiden for Leo. This reading just got really interesting. We have the Pook. So what's interesting about the Pook, you can see it looks very alien-like, right? The Pook is kind of shapeshiftery, but it's more like it's always just not what it seems, is like kind of how it's described in the book. Like, you think you're looking at something, but it's not that. You think you're walking right, but you're really walking left. You know, it's kind of like that. And I feel like this is coming out to challenge you to be a little bit more curious and a little bit more open. It's interesting too, because both of these cards are not necessarily blockages per se or barriers, but they are not a stop sign, but a yield sign. Like something around these energies when it comes to where your mental state at is with the situation and how open or not open you're being about taking on a different approach into allowing people to be there for you in that kind of vulnerable way. It's like slowing down. It's feeling like there's tension. That's because these energies are trying to get your attention, essentially. And I feel like both of these are coming out to say, you think it's one thing, but it's not. And I did get the word projections, and with this whole like, hey, look at the bigger picture here, almost like to get out of your triggered state and find the calm to really see what's going on, is like, when we are triggered, again, we like don't really think clearly, and we do tend to project our own wounds and insecurities onto other people or situations. And I think that's what's going on here, Leo. And I think the Pook and the Feline are going, hey, we know you think this is the problem, but maybe there's something else that's the problem. And maybe you should consider that. That's all they're saying. That's all they're saying. And especially when it comes to approach this differently, right? Be open and vulnerable with people in a different way for the purpose of your own healing as well. Very interesting. Let's look at the Seven of Earth. So I have the Seven of Earth for Leo. Woo. Yeah, Leo, the gotcha card. By the way, all of these have sixes. We've got 64, 65, and 60. So 6, 10, and 11. 10 would just go back to 1, so there's a cyclical energy here. The gotcha card is a card of surprises. Things that you just didn't expect, pleasant or unpleasantly. But basically, if you do take that time to really check in with yourself and like calm and ground and center and really look at the big picture of what is going on here, what has been happening in terms of this gatekeeper energy, feel like opening the chest and feeling like, where did all my treasure go? Or just being like generally in a Five of Pentacles state and feeling like you're kind of in survival mode. That's essentially what's coming down to. It's like, I feel like you're in survival mode. If you calm yourself, root yourself, center yourself, and go within, you're gonna find a nugget of truth that's gonna surprise you. It's not what you thought it was. Try not to pass go till you actually look at what's really going on, because it's gonna surprise you. It's gonna surprise you. And I feel like all it is really just seeing what happens when we get triggered and when we get put into survival mode. I'll be honest, some of you may realize in the gotcha state that maybe you made a mistake about something or a misstep about something, because I am hearing the word egg, like egg on the face almost. Obviously it doesn't apply to all of you, but this is just like moving past your primal responses and looking at things from a higher mind. That's essentially all this is, but also allowing to take a new approach with people as well, especially in terms of like allowing people to like be there in it with you and even like be vulnerable with people, right? That kind of deal. So we're going to get deeper into this and see if we can get more specific as far as what these fae creatures are also alluding to. and more details of just what's going on behind the scenes. But if this is where you depart, I hope you enjoyed this reading. And if you're going to join me for part 2, I'm going to see you on the other side, okay? All right, Leos, have a good night and good week and good month and good birthday season, and take care.